Hello and welcome to the Consolevania Top 100. We are here, we just had a barbecue and we're ready to give you the next section of our Top 100 games. From 40 down to 30, it's going to be 40 down to 31, sorry, and it's going to be a wild ride. Ryan, would you like to take us away?
Yes. My number 40 is a game that I quite literally, because it's taken us so long to do this list, I quite literally nearly bumped it off the list altogether. And then I had a shot at it again and I went, no, fair enough, it's fucking amazing. It is Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2, classic.
Street Fighter 2 is the best fighting game ever made, isn't it?
Well, Rocco agrees.
It's the
Do you
best.
mean on the, you mean like arcade?
Oh.
I also had it, I had it on plenty of systems, but I also had it on Amiga, and it came on about 12 discs on Amiga, and it was basically unplayable. You had to change discs twice before you could even do one fight. It was ridiculous.
But you could just re-go the same fight, couldn't you? And you'd be like, don't change your character, just stay.
No, you could
just
do
stay
that.
the same. Just stay the same. Because it's
But
not worth the time, is it? Changing over.
No, what more can you say about it? It's just, it's iconic, and it's still to this day incredible to play. Street Fighter 2.
What move do you remember? Do you still remember what moves?
I always
you
go
uploaded
Chun-Li.
in?
Always go Chun-Li, or if I'm having a particularly bad.
My number 40 is a game on the N64. It's a very well known game in the N64, very famous, and you could call it, if you were so inclined, Super Mario 64. Changed the way we viewed wee fat men running around in 3D. We never really saw wee fat men running about in 3 dimensions.
It was
Never
2D.
been done.
It had never been done. Number 40 for me, Super Mario 64. Jerry.
My number 40 is also on the N64, and it's Perfect Dark. Which was the follow-up for GoldenEye. I believe it was actually going to be a Bond follow-up, and it didn't quite work out, and it ended up being. It's just one of those ones. I love GoldenEye. There was wee flaws in GoldenEye that Perfect Dark managed to cover. So you could do the multiplayer is fantastic, and you could have AI multiplayers, and there was like a Matrix level on the multiplayer as well. And it was a really weird storyline as well. I loved it. Perfect Dark.
It's Perfect Dark. It's Perfect Dark, the one that had the sequel that came out on the 360.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was
Rubbish.
Really
Yeah.
rubbish. It was one of Joanna Dark's best moments that year.
True.
I know
Absolutely
I've
true.
played it, but I've got no memory.
My number 39. Well, let me tell you something. This is also on the N64.
Oh, you just go right ahead.
So
and
get a wee
just
run
do
here.
your 39 then.
No, but we changed it.
We do change the other list. What we do.
Would it be
We don't-
okay
we don't-
if I drank chocolate milk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
go
would
drink
be.
some chocolate milk.
It depends if you mean. That's alright, as long as it's Yazoo. 39. Thanks to our sponsors, Yazoo. 30.
Wee bubble, look at that.
There it is.
Look at that.
Number 39 for me is also an N64 game, and it is the wonderful Conker's Bad Fur Day. Somebody's having a bad fur day over there. But let me tell you about this squirrel. This squirrel is off his nut. He says bad words and he talks to giant shites. It's Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Conker's Bad Fur Day is your number 39?
Yeah, I love Conker's Bad Fur Day. I think it is both a great. I think it is both a great platform game and a brilliantly written, hilarious, brilliant game. I love it. Consolevania approved. Number 39.
My number 39 is Half-Life 2. Already been on? Have you mentioned Half-Life
No.
2 already? Has nobody mentioned Half-Life 2?
I got Half-Life 1, but I've not got Half-Life 2.
Wow, would that maybe be coming later on for you? Just remember at the time, Half-Life 2, there was just so much hype around it, and there was so much expectation, and then when I did play it, I wasn't disappointed. The graphics were amazing. It was genuinely an exciting game to play, and that's why it's on here. I can't believe Half-Life 2 hasn't been mentioned yet already.
It has the wee radios, the baddies, the combine, their wee radios. Beep, they make the wee noises, didn't they?
The sound design was amazing. I think that's the point you're trying to make.
Number one?
What's your number? 39?
I've not done 39 yet, so my 39 is, we're not going to get into this territory where I've got this huge backlog of JRPGs, and at number 39 is Suikoden 2.
Say that again, I liked it.
Suikoden 2. I've heard it pronounced different ways.
Suikoden.
Suikoden 2.
No, Americans pronounce it differently.
Suikoden.
You've got to play
they're right.
Suikoden.
Suikoden. That's what I've heard it called,
Suikoden.
Suikoden.
I mean, Americans are assholes, aren't they?
So I prefer 2 over 1. Just, I mean, everything you said about 1 applies to 2 as well. Beautiful art style, and it stands alone in JRPGs in so much as it's no about saving the planet. It's not about saving the universe. It's about politics and families and a war, and it's quite gritty but beautiful, and so many great characters.
I think we can all relate to that.
Number 38. What's your number 38, Ryan?
My number 38 is an N64 game. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh!
There's one out there. Funny, tragic, just an epic adventure. It was.
When you said tragic there, I just thought of the whole Saving Private Ryan style, but no,
Fucking brutal.
that's so good, isn't it, man? What a game.
I don't know why, but I in my memory, I prefer the N64 version to the Live and Reloaded 360 version. Although the graphical upgrade was really good.
The impact was just huge because it was on the N64. I
It was
think.
bananas that it was on that system.
This sounds amazing.
You would really like it, actually.
Sounds like I've missed out on
If
something.
you want it on the
pretty special.
N64, it'll only cost you about £100.
Is that really? Stay.
No, but the Xbox One's fine. You would like it. You would like it.
Does sound right up my street. Also right up my street was my number 38. Look at that slick little handover there, dovetailing. 38 on the Xbox 360, Halo 2. I personally wasn't a big fan of the Halo series. It's just not my thing. Played a bit of Halo, didn't really get into it, but even I had to admit that Halo 2 was a bit of a classic and something that obviously sucked a lot of people into that series, and it is thoroughly exciting. There's things happening all the time that are just mind-blowing. Halo 2 is an absolute charm, even if you don't like the series, which most people do.
Good choice. It's a good choice. My number 38, 38, right? My number 38 is a PC Engine game, and it's Gradius. I'm choosing the PC Engine version. I know it's an arcade game, but I'm choosing the PC Engine version because it's just perfect. It's beautiful. It comes in a wee card. You stick it in, and Gradius is just, for me, I just kind of feel like that gameplay loop that Gradius has, where you're collecting the power-ups and you're building up lasers and choosing your style of play, choosing exactly how fast you want your ship to actually go and all that. I just think Gradius is, I mentioned Parodius earlier on the list, but I have to put the granddaddy of them all, Gradius, up a little bit higher.
Where are all the shoot-em-ups? What
Gradius
happened?
is my choice. People don't buy them.
Fuck us.
People don't buy them.
Who's 38? Still, have you done your 38, right?
We're all done with
I've
38s.
done
Why
mine
don't you
at
start us with 37?
37, I'm going to go for a Call of Duty title,
Oh.
World at War.
Our friends are moving up! We must do the same! Up the stairs, quickly! Taking fire!
On the PS2, so I think that
Jeez.
came after Modern Warfare, and was a
Did it?
genuinely, I think it was the one straight after Modern Warfare. I might be wrong on that. I think it was straight after Modern Warfare. Or was it the other way around? Maybe the other way around.
They're not all the same, I know.
See, that's the kind
No,
of,
because
that's
I think-
the attitude that
I
you
think
get about
Modern
that, but that was a
Warfare-
really touching.
I don't think they went back to the World War II stuff for a while after Modern Warfare came out.
Because it was
I
too
don't-
emotional.
I don't know. I'm not
It was
sure.
too emotional, basically,
I'm not sure.
after the whole World at War part of it. And you really kind of threw you into the trenches, you felt part of it. Modern Warfare was all about getting that tech and all that kind of crap around the Iraq War. Going, oh, would you want to play with some of this shit that they're showing us, rather than actual news? And actually, World at War was a little bit more emotional. Just, you guys,
Actual news.
you guys
What
just
happened
need to
there?
take this stuff seriously. I'm sick of it.
Right. Well, my number, Ryan, you go first. What's your number 37?
37 is one you're going to give me stick for. It's a GameCube game. Got some game kind of.
Who's going to give you a stick?
Probably
The viewers? Me?
Probably you. It feels kind of similar to, I picked Vex in the GameCube, but it's another GameCube game. It's a racing game, and it's Extreme G3.
No.
You guys gave me stick for Wipeout. It feels like you should maybe get
Well,
stick
Extreme
for that.
G3, much prefer to use a set. Extreme G3 obviously heavily influenced by F-Zero, but I much prefer it, and just the speed, the sense of speed that you get from playing it, and the beautiful design of the futuristic levels. It's just great. I played it recently. I played it on an emulator. Fucking fantastic.
I'm not going to get any stick from me for that. I
Still
think
stands up, does it?
It's a good game.
Still
you
stands
don't
up.
hear anybody talking about it, but it's a belter. It's an absolute
good
belter.
My number 37 is another N64 game. Can you believe it? And I really think this game is just incredible. Diddy Kong Racing. I love Diddy Kong Racing so much. The tracks are so much fun. It's just a dream to play. It's just so much fun to play. I love it. There is a slightly, of course, problematic character in it. However, the game itself is fantastic. It was a different time. Your granddad's games were different.
And no, it's probably, you're alright, probably spoiler wise, so you can tell us now, did he come?
He did.
Yes.
Number 36, I'll blast right into number 36, and my number 36 is Outrun. It is Outrun. My particular choice is on the Saturn. Saturn had a version of Outrun that was just arcade perfect, mate, and beautiful, and I just love. There's something about the whole Outrun aesthetic that just does it for me. It's pure video gaming.
I think when you were a wee guy growing up, you thought that's what sex would look like.
Aye. You think that's the ultimate dream, is to be in a Ferrari with your girlfriend beside you, driving down blue skied streets, and it's actually, it's the truth really, innit? Outrun is wonderful. Great game.
You're wrong, because the actual dream is my number 36, which is James Pond 2, codename Robocod.
How many fucking
How
many James Bond games have you got in this
I
list?
think I've got them all in. I just love.
Welcome
do
to
you know
the
what?
top 100 James Bond.
I don't like Halo, but I do like the James Pond series.
I imagine you might have picked up a game that doesn't actually exist as your favourite game of all time. It's a James Bond flight simulator on the Amiga.
I would genuinely have at least an interest in that. I would give that a shot. No, I just like Robot. Like it's just a platformer, bright, colourful. Just enjoyed it, was attracted to it as a kid, and just still have fondness
It's
for
when
it.
James Bond 2 is the type of game when you were a wee guy, that's what you thought sex was going to be.
Is that Robocod?
And you're 36, Ryan?
36 JRPG. We've got a backlog to get through. The Legend of Dragoon. Which was made by Sony in response to Final Fantasy VII. So that exploded, and they went, well, holy fuck, we need to do that, and that's what they did. So it's heavily influenced by Final Fantasy VII, but it has some tweaks, and it has a battle system in it. I think it's called an addition system. So it you can add hits to your attack and you're playing it, and it just makes that wee addition makes it much more fun to play through. But it's got a great big world and great characters, and it's a great adventure. That's what you want for a JRPG. So
Sounds
that's
lovely.
Sure is.
what you get.
35, Jerry?
Got off my 35. You'll like this, Robert. Dynasty Warriors 2. On the PS2, it was one of those games that I just didn't take out my console for forever, and I could have played it for ages. I don't know if you.
The lid broke or something.
It was broken. PS2s broke very easily. No, I just didn't take it out for ages. Loved it. Loved the world. That was the first one of the series that I played, actually. So maybe that's why I've got a particular fondness for it. But did you ever play it that you didn't even finish the missions and just went to see how many guys you could kill
Yeah,
and get the
definitely.
numbers up so you were into thousands?
Definitely.
That would take a long time
I love the
doing that.
series. I love the series. I think that's your best choice on this list.
You also told me that I was pronouncing Cow Cow wrong.
Cao Cao.
Cao Cao.
It's Cao Cao.
Lord Cao Cao.
My number 35 is a Wii game. Actually, it's not that Wii, it's quite big. It's a Wii. It's a Wii game. And it's a perfect game. I played this game through with my daughter, and it's just the perfect game to play with a kid. and it's but I would have played it on my own as well. It's Kirby's Epic Yarn. Kirby's Epic Yarn looks amazing. The game is beautiful. The co-op multiplayer that's in it is one of the best you'll find, and it's just an absolute treat from start to finish. Kirby's Epic Yarn.
35
I've
round.
not played any Kirby games. I feel bad.
Go over it
35. I don't know, I'm fine. 35. PlayStation 1 game, Iconic Ico. He's in your top 10, is that what it is? Don't tell me. It's in your top 10, huh? Ico, it's just one of the most beautiful worlds, one of the most beautiful stories that you can experience inside a video game. It strikes you on an emotional level that not many games can do, and it's a great puzzle game as well. What else to say here about it?
That's the end shot.
You can stop once you've run out of things to say.
It's fucking beautiful, is what it is. And that trilogy is... forget about it.
What's your 35? Have you done your 35?
I've done mine, it's on you.
Oh, 34 now. My 34 is Nier. I played it on the Xbox, either Nier or Naya. This is just in tribute to Billy Joel's video for Big Shot. I'm doing this.
Got my phone.
Nier, it's the first one, Nier. So it's no.
I think he dressed like this in Uptown Girl as well.
Yeah, he likes that. He likes getting his shoulders it.
It was his look.
Nier is a beautiful RPG. The reason why it's Nier I'm choosing is because it's such a shock. It's such a shock to the system when you play Nier and you're expecting a standard fantasy RPG almost, and then everything that happens in it. It's absolutely mind blowing. I think it's a fantastic game that everybody should play, and hopefully anybody who played Nier Automata and loved it, hopefully they've dipped back and played Nier. See where all that incredible metatextual stuff sprung from.
It's important to find out where it comes from.
34, bro.
34, seeing as I'm the only one putting football games into these lists, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go for Kickoff. On the Amiga, an absolute classic. And now earlier on I mentioned Player Manager, and this was the next step for that franchise. And it was exciting. It was fast. Kickoff, that's what I remember. Kickoff, it was a really fast footballing game. It was a strong man's game of football. It wasn't just the management part of it. It was fast. You had to have a bit of skill, and it was just brilliant for playing against your mates.
Welcome back to Three Hunk Circus of Kickoff fans. The Kickoff is you don't like Kickoff, do you?
I'm sure that we've rubbed up against each other
Yeah.
about that before, because I'm a Sensei guy
And I'm a Kickoff
and you're
guy.
a Kickoff guy.
Aye, Kickoff's no, but I like both.
We definitely have rubbed up against each other before.
Most definitely.
Like this, much like this. 30, was that 34? Has everybody done their 34s?
I've not done 30.
Oh, you're right. Good choice though. Good choice.
you.
You're doing, this is
No,
great.
I'm doing alright for a change.
Number 34 is a JRPG.
Oh.
That means Japanese role-playing game, by the way. And it is on the GameCube, and it is Tales of Symphonia. Tales of Symphonia is probably the prettiest JRPG that you could pick. It does not look a day older than it when it came out. Something crawling on. Again, a unique action battle. What is it now?
Is it recording?
That's fine.
Nice, good.
Unique action battle system in Tales of Symphonia as well. It was a wee bit heavy on the puzzles and the dungeons, but a beautiful, sunny, cel-shaded world,
And it also has a cracking multiplayer, co-op multiplayer
yes,
thing.
yes,
Battles
and you're not actually. I'm not going to put my foot in it here, but I'm pretty sure Tales of Symphonia, you're not actually like the main character. I mean, you know the main driving force behind the story. I'm pretty sure that's a supporting character. Anyway, it's beautiful, and you can play it now and enjoy it as much as when it first came out.
Have you not played Tales of Berseria?
No.
The one
No.
you should. It's really good.
33.
33.
33. I'll go in for mine. I'm going to go for a Wolfenstein game. Castle Wolfenstein though. And the reason everything's blown apart here.
Jerry's fence.
Is that on the PC?
Well, I
No,
found,
is it old?
do you know what? I found it on, and the reason I've got it on my list is because I found it on my auntie and uncle's PC. I remember like playing it and it was like, it felt like I'd found something naughty because it was so bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, and I felt like I'd found this game, and when they come legit turning it off, because I don't think they knew it was on there, so it felt to me like I'd discovered this brutal thing that I wasn't supposed to be playing, and I probably wasn't really, because back in the day that did look gory.
Yeah.
Like a load of red blocks flying at you with teeth.
And was that what got you into Hitler?
It really did. From then on, it was a bit of a downwards slope.
Or upwards.
Or depending on your opinion.
Excellent. What's that, number 33?
33.
Yours, Ryan?
Number 33 is like... No, let me have a think for that actually. It's been so long since we started the list, I don't remember what version I'm talking about here. GameCube. Aye, GameCube. Animal Crossing. I had pals, I still have pals. In fact, no, change that. No, GameCube DS. I messed about with the clock, and that's what reminded me, because I messed about with the clock on the DS. Once I got tired of playing Animal Crossing for about 2 years.
Well,
solid.
that's cheating, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was done with it, so I just wanted to see what happens. And if you put the clock forward like 50 years, it just means that basically your entire town is weeds. And that's quite poignant if you
A
think
town
about
full of weeds, much like Dundee.
Oh, get the guns out when you say that. Take that, Dundee.
That town full of weeds. Yeah, it's great. It's already been on the list, on my list. Animal Crossing.
DS or
No,
GameCube?
GameCube.
GameCube, aye.
I'm usually going for the first game, usually.
Aye.
Just
I like
for
to
easiness.
carry it. We were already making video guiding, and I remember, because we did the Animal Crossing bit.
Oh yeah.
So I remember bringing it in my DS and showing the guys at the BBC what Animal Crossing was, because they don't know anything about games.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
Is
on.
that kind of what you've been doing if you like a series and you pick the first one then to represent that? Rather
Well,
than,
no,
unless it was a big enough difference.
yeah, unless it was a big enough difference.
Right, okay.
Unless it was a big enough
Who
difference.
was your favourite?
Because obviously I
Who's
had
your favourite pal?
an
in
Animal
the
Crossing.
game, in the game.
I was a bit of a loner in it. I didn't care that much about my
I'm
pals.
sure you had a favourite.
I like that wolf guy, but I can't remember his name now.
It's no Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. It was Wolfgang.
Wolf
Right.
guy,
Mine
like
was
that wolf guy.
Who was
Wolfgang.
who? Yours was who?
He's the evening guy, but I can't remember. He'll still be in my town because I stopped playing because I didn't want him to leave.
Alright, right.
That says a lot, man.
Are we on to 32?
32. Yep.
I might as well come right in. My number 32 is
Go.
my number 32 is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Which is obviously a game that usually comes in way up the top end of these lists. I don't need to say anything about
I've looked at lists. After I made my list, I've looked at lists and it's in like top 5, number 1 and a
Yeah.
good few of them.
but it's number 32 in mine, simply because the games that come after this game are really incredible. But Ocarina of Time is that's just magic, innit? It's magic. Moving on, 32.
Don't like Zelda. 32 for me is Portal. It's been mentioned already. I think you mentioned it. We both mentioned
Ryan
it.
mentioned it. It's not
Ryan
on my
mentioned
list.
it. Portal deserves to be there just because as a puzzle game it's incredible and kind of changed puzzle games forever, and it was exciting and genuinely you had to think differently than you'd ever thought before. That's a game.
Now you're
the
thinking with portals.
It's the only game. It's the only game on my list that I'm still annoyed about because I put it too high. I value it much more than where I put it.
You put it too high.
We'll maybe do a video
Auto-
after the list is done. We'll maybe do a video about our regrets.
We'll do
mistakes.
recaps.
Did you say Portal 2 as well?
No, I said just Portal.
What's your
So you got a
32?
chance.
My number 32. I don't know what this is actually. Is it an RPG? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic
It's
2.
an RPG.
Got a bad feeling about this.
RPG.
Knights of the Old Republic 2?
2.
I've not played 2.
You've not played it?
I've only
Jeez.
played the first one. Well, the first one is kind of be better than the first one.
It is better than the first one. The first one is. I love the first one. HK's in the second one.
Is he? Right, well, I'll play it then.
The first one was more because it was kind of a new franchise. The first one is more kind of generically Star Wars. It's more what you would expect a Star Wars game to be. The second one is darker, and it's not just darker in tone. It actually looks darker. They made the decision to make the entire game look darker.
Right.
But it's tighter and has better characters, has better villains as well. The second one. But I'd say I wish they would make another one, but they just cram it full of crap and like microtransactions, and you need to play online with other players, and they'd ruin it in the same way that they ruined going back to Morrowind and Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want other people. Like, just give me my Star Wars world to fly my ship about and the missions and just make it mine, make the game mine. But they won't do that, so they just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
That's a warning, yes. Number 32, have you done yours?
I've done my 32, it's on you.
31s then. Right, I'll go first with my number 31. My number 31 is a game I think very, very highly of indeed. It is not perfect.
I've not heard of that.
It is not perfect, but my God, there's no other game like it, and it's God Hand. God Hand is a PS2 game that is about fighting in a sense that you've never seen a fighting game in your life.
It is nearly.
Be about fighting. It is insane. It's insanely hard. It's insanely rewarding, and maybe it should have been higher up on the list. I don't know, but it's just very tricky for this point on. God Hand, my number there.
It's low, mate. It's low.
32?
No, is that your 32? You mean 31?
No, that's my number 32.
Okay, so we're on 31s then. Fine.
Okay, I'll go. Let me just check here. 1. It's not really. So this misses out in the top 3 JRPGs on my list. Yeah, so my number 31 it's a JRPG. It's a JRPG, and it's the JRPG that everybody's played. It's Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was the first Final Fantasy game that I played, which was the case for a lot of people, and my God, what an adventure. What an adventure that was.
What do you remember? It was 87 on my list.
87, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There's obviously, other JRPGs rated higher. But everything from the worlds to the characters, to the plot twist, to everything right down to the wee sound that materia makes when you select and deselect it and open the menu. It's just magical. It's a magical game. As soon as you turn it on, I couldn't tell you how many times I put just the first disc one in just to hear the music and see the continue.
Yep.
How many times?
I couldn't tell you.
Can you tell us?
I couldn't tell you.
No lying. My 31. Left 4 Dead 2. On the Xbox 360. I'm not, you know me, I'm a bit of a Jesse. Playing horror games. I don't mind horror films, I can watch those. I've talked about this before. But Left 4 Dead 2 was legitimately very exciting. There's some amazing set pieces in it. I'm going to ruin it for you if you've not played it yet. There's an amazing one in a stadium, and you've got your time to prep the stadium, and then you call them all on, you horde after horde, and you call them to you by turning on like the amplifiers.
I've kind of forgot about the Left 4 Dead games a wee bit, and they're really, really good.
Even just like that quick turnaround, this is the first time I'd seen that, you know, that quick turnaround to check behind you, that quick 180 back again, that's how edgy the game was. It needed that little mechanic.
There was a wee golden era of playing multiplayer games as well, wasn't there? That fed right into it.
Aye, nice game.
Do you shoot the witch? They shoot the witch?
Oh yeah, God, I'd even forgot about that myself.
Oh, you
that
can't
horrible
shoot the- you
noise
don't
and
shoot
just
the witch,
leave
do
her,
you
just
No,
leave
I
her
shoot
be.
the witch, but I will shoot the witch.
Aye, of course.
And my 31 Was that your 31?
31.
My 31 is Ico. So it's in the same block as yours. Ico is a beautiful game.
I've said that. You think of something else?
It's full of heart,
Well,
full
okay.
of a nice sense of isolation and loneliness, which I always like in a game.
You didn't say that.
And it's just it's weird. It's like a big game that came out through Sony and landed on the PlayStation that actually had the sensibility of all these indie games that we're now seeing 10 years later. They were all originally there in Ico all the years ago. Ico is my number 31.
That's the 40 down to 31 list. If you want to see episodes of Consolevania, where we put loads and loads of effort in and there's fucking explosions and loads of sex and stuff in it, if you want to see that, then back us on Patreon and watch.
There's even less sleeve
Here,
in it.
here. I'm glad I used the wide angle lens because I didn't know these puppies would be coming up.
Get some more of them.
There's loads of trains in it as well, if you like trains.
Ooh.
We'll
And
see
there
you
you
next
are,
time
on
on
demand.
the top 10 list. Subscribe to the YouTubes.
Subscribe and aye.
Subscribe and follow and message on the YouTube.